by the Air Products Foundation. The foundation is supported by donations from Air Products and Chemicals Incorporated as a charitable organization whose contributions provide support for educational, cultural, health, and community programs in the Lehigh Valley. The series is also made possible by Channel 39 School Services participating districts.
WLVT-TV presents Scholastic Scrimmage, a weekly program featuring teams from Lehigh Valley High Schools in a contest of quick recall. Tonight's teams are from Argyl High School and Jim Thorpe High School. Your host for Scholastic Scrimmage is Harry Price.
Good evening and welcome again to Scholastic Scrimmage. We'll meet the teams and the coaches, then begin the contest. First from Argyl High School, Kevin Blees, a junior. Tony Sorrell, a junior. The captain is Eric Smith. Eric is a senior. Michael Roth, a senior. And the coach is Agnes Anderson, teacher of mathematics. From Jim Thorpe High School, Shelley Miller, a freshman. The captain, Charles Bott, is a senior. Chuck Kepler, senior. Brad McCardle, senior. And the coach is Jim Hawes, teacher of mathematics and computer science. Channel 39 is pleased to announce that at the conclusion of the series, after the championship contest, the Air Products Foundation will present a $1,500 scholarship award to the championship high school and a $750 award to the runner-up high school. Both of these awards will be given in the names of the Scholastic Scrimmage teams. Remember, the answers to the questions on Scholastic Scrimmage require rapid recall of factual information and aren't necessarily indicative of academic training. The rules for the contest are as follows. On toss-up questions, you'll be given 10 points for each correct answer, and 10 points will be deducted for an incorrect response. If you answer incorrectly, then the opposing team will have an opportunity to answer without penalty, and they'll receive 5 points for a correct answer in this situation. Of course, each correct answer to a toss-up question gives you the opportunity to answer a bonus question without penalty. Team members may confer only on the bonus questions, and the answers to these questions should be given to me by the two team captains. A buzzer will signal the end of the contest. If it sounds while a question is being asked, the game stops. If the buzzer goes off while you're giving an answer, however, you will be permitted to complete your answer, but no bonus questions will be asked. Are there any questions? If not, we'll begin with our first toss-up, and we're preparing for a 10-point bonus. Here's your toss-up. Name the capital of Canada. Jim Thorpe, Charles.
Quebec.
Incorrect. Over to Argyl. Tony.
Ottawa.
Ottawa is correct. You got 5 on the rebound, Tony. Eric, for you and the team, here's your bonus question. It's a 10-pointer. It's a multiple-choice question. Which one of the following is not a state capital? Tallahassee, Columbus, Omaha, Cheyenne. Eric.
Omaha.
Correct. The capital of Nebraska is Lincoln. Going for a 10-point bonus. Toss-up. Who wrote Tales of the South Pacific? Jim Thorpe, Charles.
Robert Louis Stevenson.
Incorrect. Over to Argyl. Eric.
Hemingway.
Not Hemingway either. It's James Michener, a very popular, of course, contemporary author. James Michener, Tales of the South Pacific. Another toss-up, going for a 10-pointer. If an object weighs 60 pounds on Earth, how much will it weigh on the Moon? Argyl, Michael.
10 pounds.
Correct. Moon's gravity is 1/6 that of the Earth. Bonus 10-pointer. I'll provide 2 formal names for anatomical features. For 5 points each, you give me the commonly used informal names for each of these features. First one, tympanic membrane. Eric.
The eardrum.
Correct. Larynx. Eric.
The throat.
Incorrect. We're not going to accept that. I would accept the voice box and let it go at that. Here's your toss-up, going for a 10-pointer. Name the former Union general who was President Abraham Lincoln's Democratic opponent in the election of 1864. George McClellan, General George McClellan. Another toss-up. A square, and you may want paper and pencil for this. A square is inscribed within a circle of radius 1. For 10 points, what's the area of the square? Jim Thorpe, Charles.
4 square units.
Incorrect. Over to Penn Argyl. It's a toss-up. Eric,
2 square units.
you are correct. Here's your bonus, 10-pointer. It's on the monitor. I want you to find n if the log of n is equal to the log of 4 minus the log of 20. No response. You just missed it, Eric. It would be 1/5. N is equal to 1 divided by 5. Toss up, going for a 10-pointer. What's the name given to the group of French Protestants who settled in the American colonies? Penn Argyl, Kevin.
Huguenots.
Correct, the Huguenots. Bonus 10-pointer, Eric, for you and the team. 5 points apiece. What are the names of the 2 rivers that joined to form the Ohio at Pittsburgh? Eric.
The Monongahela and the Allegheny.
Judges, will you accept that? Monongahela and the Allegheny, we accept. Going for a 10-point bonus toss-up, multiple choice. For 10 points and from the following, what is the synonym of adage, A-D-A-G-E? Is it a wise man, a ruler, a maxim, or an old man? Jim Thorpe, Charles.
Maxim.
Maxim is correct. Here's your bonus, a 10-pointer. Name the American playwright whose plays include The Little Foxes, Watch on the Rhine, and The Children's Hour. Charles.
Williams.
Incorrect. Lillian Hellman. Here's another toss-up, going for a 10-point bonus. What's the common name of C2H5OH? Penn Argyl, Kevin.
Glucose.
Glucose is incorrect. Over to Jim Thorpe. Toss-up. Charles.
Carbonic acid.
Incorrect. Again, it was C2H5OH. It's ethyl alcohol, grain alcohol, ethanol. Another toss-up. It's on the monitor. It's an art visual. A famous sculpture, The Gates of Hell, which we're seeing there on the monitor, consists of a set of bronze doors. Its figurehead is an even more famous work of art all by itself and represents the Pontine Dante. For 10 points, name the famous piece of sculpture and its creator. I'm looking for The Thinker by Pierre-Auguste Rodin. Another toss-up, going for a 15-pointer. What state's name comes from the Spanish for red color? Jim Thorpe, Brad.
Baton Rouge.
Incorrect. Over to Penn Argyl. Tony.
Colorado.
Colorado is correct. You again have 5 points on a rebound, Tony. And here's your bonus, a 15-pointer, Eric. Minnesota shares its borders with 4 other states. For 5 points each, name 3 of Minnesota's 4 neighboring states. Eric.
Wisconsin, Michigan, and no response.
I'll accept Wisconsin. You've got 5. Iowa, South Dakota, and North Dakota are the other 3. Going for a 10-pointer, toss-up. The subject is British literature of the early 18th century. I'll name the writing, and for 10 points, I want you to name the author. A Journal of the Plague Year is one of the writings, and The Life and Strange, Surprising, that's Jim Thorpe, Charles.
Defoe.
Correct, Daniel Defoe. The Life and Strange, Surprising Adventures of Robinson Crusoe is the second work I wanted to give. Here's your bonus, Charles, for you and the team, 10-pointer. A shipwrecked sailor finally returns home only to find his wife married to another man. This event occurs in a poem by Tennyson. For 10 points, what's the unfortunate sailor's name? Charles.
Ulysses.
Incorrect. It's Enoch Arden. Going for a toss-up, looking at a 10-point bonus. Give me the standard name for the nighttime sky glow, primarily in the polar regions, which is produced in the Earth's upper atmosphere by solar radiation. Jim Thorpe, Chuck.
Aurora Borealis.
I'll accept that. I would have accepted Aurora. There are 2 auroras of this nature, Aurora Borealis in the north and Aurora Australis in the south. Here's your bonus, a 10-pointer. It's a two-part bonus question on chemistry, Charles. Suppose that 12 kilograms of carbon react with oxygen. For 5 points each, tell me the total mass in kilograms of the reaction product if that product is, number 1, pure carbon monoxide.
CO, get 12 kilograms of that, and it's 12 kilo, that's one, 12.
Again, I wanted the total mass of pure carbon monoxide, and it would be 28 kilograms. How about pure carbon dioxide?
12, and then 24 is 36.
Charles?
40?
Incorrect. It would be 44. 12 plus 2 oxygens would be 32, 44. Here's your visual on the monitor. I want you to simplify that expression. Don't jump the gun because there's something missing from the slide. It should be C divided by 4, that first amount, minus the quantity C plus 13, all divided by 12. Pen Argyl, Eric.
2C plus 13 divided by 12.
Incorrect. Over to Jim Thorpe. And no response from Jim Thorpe. You forgot to put the minus sign in front of the 13. It's 2C minus 13, all divided by 12. Here's your toss-up, looking at a 10-point bonus. The PTL scandal has put the spotlight on all broadcast evangelists. For 10 points, name the television evangelist whose headquarters are located in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Jim Thorpe, Charles.
Roberts.
Correct, Oral Roberts, which is also the location, Tulsa, of Oral Roberts University. Here's your bonus, a current events bonus. One of the difficulties facing Attorney General Edwin Meese has been the federal probe into official corruption involving a South Bronx-based corporation. For 10 points, I want you to name this manufacturing firm. No, Charles? No response? It's WedTech, W-E-D-T-E-C-H, one word, WedTech Corporation. Toss-up, looking at a 10-point bonus. In the fairy tale of Hansel and Gretel, of what was the witch's cottage? Jim Thorpe, Charles.
Gingerbread.
Correct. Of what was it made? It was made of gingerbread. Bonus 10-pointer, Charles, for you and the team. Homophones are words having the same pronunciation but different meanings and origins. For 10 points, give me the common pronunciation of the two homophones that mean as follows. First, gaze or look curiously. And second, a structure built out into the water. Charles?
No response.
It would be peer. P-E-E-R for gaze or look curiously. And all I wanted was the pronunciations. The other is P-I-E-R, both pronounced peer. We're going to take a halftime break now with the score at half. 45 for Pen Argyl and 10 for Jim Thorpe. During our halftimes of the first round, we asked our contestants to tell us about their families. And Kevin Blees, you're sitting in the first seat, so would you begin, please?
My father's a frozen food broker, and my mother's a secretary, and I have a sister in 8th grade at Pen Argyl area junior high school.
Thank you, Kevin. Tony Sorrell.
My father is employed by the Bangor Court Company. My mother is a cosmetology teacher. I have a sister who's a freshman at Westchester College and a brother in the 6th grade.
Thank you, Tony. Captain Eric Smith.
My mother is a bindery supervisor at the Village Press in Bangor, and she also does part-time charity work as Gumdrops the Clown.
Thank you, Eric. Michael Roth.
My mother is a homemaker, and my father is president and general manager of Nazareth Mutual Insurance Company.
Thank you, Michael, and thanks to Pen Argyl. Let's go over to Jim Thorpe and begin with Shelley Miller.
My father's a welfare caseworker. My mother's vice president of a small company, and I have a brother in 7th grade.
Thank you, Shelley. Charles Bott, the captain.
My father is a counselor for Concern Treatment Unit for Boys. My mother is a projects coordinator for Asbestos Control Incorporated. I have brother Chris in 11th grade at Jim Thorpe and brother Eric in 6th grade at St. Joseph's. Jim Thorpe.
Thanks, Charles. Chuck Kepler.
My dad works as a real estate agent for Century 21. My mom works as a title searcher in Stroudsburg, and I have a sister who is in East Stroudsburg University.
Thanks, Chuck. Brad McCardle.
My father works at Kovach Motors My mom works for the Carbon Lehigh Intermediate Unit. I have one brother in 10th grade, one sister in 5th grade.
Thanks, Brad. Thanks to Jim Thorpe. Again, the score at half is 45 for Penn Argyl, 10 for Jim Thorpe. Very close contest. We're going to begin the second half with another toss-up. For 10 points, give me the 5-letter word taken from the Arabic that means holy war. Jim Thorpe, Charles.
Jihad.
Correct. J-I-H-A-D. Here's your bonus, a 10-pointer, Charles. Give me the standard term, beginning with the letter P as in Paul, that refers to the aristocrats of ancient Rome.
What is it? You don't know.
Charles.
No response.
Patricians. Another toss-up, looking at a 10-point bonus this time. After President William McKinley was assassinated in 1901, who then filled the office? Penn Argyl, Michael.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Correct. Who then filled the office of president was Teddy Roosevelt. Your bonus, Eric, a 10-pointer. Name the vice president who became president at the death of President Harding in 1923. Eric.
Coolidge.
Correct, Calvin Coolidge. Sworn in August 3rd, 1923. Toss-up, going for a 10-pointer. What's the past participle of the verb to raise, R-A-I-S-E? Jim Thorpe, Charles.
Have been raised.
Incorrect. I'm going to go over to Penn Argyl. Eric.
Had risen.
That's also incorrect. It's have raised, not have been. Here's your toss-up, looking at a 10-pointer. What force will give a mass of 1 kilogram an acceleration of 1 meter per second per second? Penn Argyl, Eric.
1 Newton.
Correct. Here's your bonus, a 10-pointer, Eric. The fissionable isotope U-235 has an atomic number of 92. What's the number of neutrons in its nucleus? Eric.
146.
Incorrect. Your subtraction was incorrect. It would be 235 minus 92 is 143, I think. Going for a 10-point bonus. Toss-up, multiple choice. Which of the following triples, and listen closely, which of the following triples of numbers could not represent the lengths of the sides of a right triangle? 3, 4, 5. Second set is 6, 8, 10. Third set, 1, 2, 3. Fourth, Penn Argyl, Eric.
1, 2, 3.
Correct. It could not be, those could not be the sides of a right triangle. Your bonus, a 10-pointer. It's on the monitor. X squared plus y squared plus 6y minus 7 is equal to 0 defines a circle. What is the area of that circle? Eric.
49.
Incorrect. It's 16 pi square units. Going for a 10-point bonus. Toss-up. What is the name of the strait which separates Africa and Spain? Penn Argyl, Kevin.
Strait of Gibraltar.
Correct, Kevin. A 10-point bonus for Eric and team for 5 points apiece. I want you to name the 2 Japanese cities on which atomic bombs were dropped in 1945. Eric?
Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Correct. Going for a 10-pointer. Toss-up, multiple choice. Give the definition of arbitrary from the following. Does it mean humble? Does it mean based on one's own notions? Does it, Penn Argyl, Eric?
Based on one's own notions.
You are correct. Not guided by law or rules. Arbitrary. Bonus 10-pointer. Give me the 3-letter palindrome that means brisk energy. Eric.
Pep.
Pep, P-E-P, correct. Going for a 10-point bonus toss-up. It's a listening toss-up. I want you to listen to the excerpt, then I'll ask a question. We just heard an excerpt from the Grand Canyon Suite, which was composed for orchestra in 1931. For 10 points, and from the following, I want you to name its American composer. Was it Aaron Copland, Samuel Barber, Ferdy Grothe, or Leonard Bernstein? It's Freddie Groffet, American composer, pianist, and arranger. He composed it again in 1931, Grand Canyon Suite. Another toss-up. For 10 points, which monarch of England removed England from the Roman Catholic Church and established Jim Thorpe? Charles?
Henry VIII.
Correct, and he established himself as head of the church. Here's your bonus, a 10-pointer, Charles. Name the 4 political entities that make up the United Kingdom of Great Britain, etc. Charles?
House of Lords, House of Commons, and Parliament. No response.
No, I was looking for England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, that's why the etc., and Wales. Going for a 10-point bonus. Toss up. I don't want you to correct yourself once you have begun, but I want you to spell the plural form of the word crisis. Jim Thorpe. Charles?
C-R-I-S-E-S.
Correct. Crises. Multiple choice. Bonus 10-pointer, Charles. A departure from accepted form, syntax, or fact, usually to serve poetic ends, is which one of the following? Is it poet laureate, poetic justice, poetic... Jim Thorpe. Charles?
Poetic license.
Poetic license, which was the next, is correct. It's on the monitor. It's in mathematics. What is the value... Jim Thorpe. Charles?
3 halves.
3 halves is incorrect. Over to Penn Argyl. Eric?
3 1/2.
You are correct. There's 7 halves. I wanted the value of the log of 8 times the square root of 2 to the base 2. Here's your bonus, a 10-pointer. Eric, for you and the team. It's an algebraic bonus question. I want you to again listen carefully. Here it is. A rectangle has a perimeter of 38 feet and an area of 48 square feet. For 5 points each, find its length and its width. Eric, give me the length.
6.
Incorrect. I don't think the width's going to be... 5 points each, though. I gave it to you. Let's go. Give me the width.
6.
No, neither is correct. I asked for length and width. 16 and 3. 16 length and 3 width. Here's your toss-up, going for a 10-pointer. What's the chemical symbol for iron? Jim Thorpe. Charles?
Fe.
Correct. From the Latin ferrum. Bonus 10-pointer, Charles. Name the American pioneer American physicist who elaborated the fundamental theory of rocket flight. Charles?
Goddard.
Robert Goddard is correct. He launched the first liquid fuel rocket in the U.S. in 1926. Going for a 10-point bonus. Name the explorer who sailed on the half moon. Jim Thorpe. Shelley?
Hudson.
Correct. Henry Hudson. Sailed up the Hudson River. Here's your bonus. 10-pointer for you and the team, Charles. Iowa is the only state in the nation bordered by 2 major rivers, both of which are used for commercial navigation. I want you to name both rivers for 10 points.
Do they know them? Do you know them?
Charles?
No response.
Missouri and the Mississippi. Another toss-up. Who wrote the English poem, The Lady of Shalott? S-H-A. Jim Thorpe. Shelley?
Tennyson.
Correct. Alfred Lord Tennyson, The Lady of Shalott, S-H-A-L-L-O-T. Bonus 10-pointer, Charles. For 10 points, Idols of the King is about the court of which one of the following? Would it be King Henry VIII, King Richard III, King Arthur, or King George V? Charles?
B.
B was King Richard III. No, it's not. It's King Arthur. And again, that is by Tennyson. Going for a 10-point bonus. Toss-up. The rallying cry during the Texan War for Independence was Remember the Alamo. What was the rallying cry during the Spanish-American War? Penn Argyl. Michael.
Remember the Maine.
Correct, after the ship that was sunk in Havana Harbor, the Maine. 10-point bonus, Eric. There are only 2 landlocked countries in South America. For 5 points apiece, name them. Eric.
Bolivia and Uruguay.
Uruguay is incorrect. Bolivia is correct. You got 5. Paraguay is the second one. Going for a 10-point bonus. Toss-up, multiple choice. Give the definition of cliché from the following. Is it hasp, H-A-S-P, a trite saying? Penn Argyl, Eric.
B.
B, a trite saying it is. A famous British poem, bonus for Penn Argyl. A famous British poem of the Romantic period begins with the lines, "Hail to thee, blithe spirit, bird thou never wert." For 5 points each, give me the exact title and the author of the poem. No response from Penn Argyl. The title is To a Skylark, and the poet, the author, is Percy Bysshe Shelley. Toss-up, going for a 10-pointer. John Hersey's 1985 novel, The Call, tells the story of the loss of innocence of an idealistic missionary. For 10 points, in what country is the tale set? Again, the novel, The Call, by John Hersey. What country was the setting? China. Another toss-up. Going for a 10-point bonus. For 10 points, name the American president who renounced past American military interventions in Latin America and proclaimed a good neighbor policy. No response. Another toss-up. That's the... Okay, I'm sorry. That was FDR. Franklin D. Roosevelt was the answer to that last question. That's the final buzzer. The final score is 155 for Penn Argyl and 70 for Jim Thorpe. Well, Charles, you and the team made the going a little bit tough for Penn Argyl late there in the second half. We want to thank you for being on Scholastic Scrimmage again. And we want to wish Charles, Chuck, and Brad success in college. Shelley, we'll see you for, 3 more years. Penn Argyl, we congratulate you. We're going to see you back here again in the second round, and it's going to be in late March, and you're going against Wilson High School. Next week's contestants will be from Northampton High School and Moravian Academy. This is Harry Price. Thank you for being with us, and good night.
Funding for Scholastic Scrimmage is provided by the Air Products Foundation. The foundation is supported by donations from Air Products and Chemicals Incorporated as a charitable organization whose contributions provide support for educational, cultural, health, and community programs in the Lehigh Valley. The series is also made possible by Channel 39 School Services participating districts.
Viewers interested in obtaining college credit in conjunction with Channel 39's